Alright, so I'm going to begin a bit of a journey into the Far East, Sengoku, Japan. This is a period well, Japanese history in general I know very little about, but this is a period I don't know a hell of a lot about. So it's going to be tough for me to really understand what's going on in some cases. However, this is sort of my first trial with the Great Battles of History series by Berg, and now his name's passing me by Mark Herman. Yeah, two big names in gaming. So this particular battle, Okehazama, is the first of the battles of Oda Nobunaga that they're covering. The period is really dominated by him, and when I get to A Most Dangerous Time, that's sort of a strategic version of the period, probably a little less historically accurate, but this game has the appearance of being a little more operational than most of the series, most of the Great Battles of History. This is a situation where there's a lot of space on the board compared to the number of units. And most of the units start out under, most of the Oda's units start out either they're encamped or under siege. And historically, this was a battle. I think Oda was outnumbered 5-1 in this little campaign or whatever, and but he had some situational advantages, which is his primary opponent, who's Imagawa, was so confident of victory that he took a camp and ended up basically, enjoying the night with some recreations before the battle started. And during that encampment, there was a thunderstorm. Oda attacked during that and had basically complete surprise, and then was able to mop up. At the beginning of the game, now this one, unlike most of the games in the series, is going to be a territorial control game where there's key spots, castles, and the crossroads are each worth victory points. You also get victory points for causing enemy clans to flee from the battle. So we'll see what we have there. Big terrain feature, looks like it's the river. And what else? Marshes, woods. This is my first look at the system. It looks like units obtain cohesion hits as they move, very much like in series, like in the Central Front series that I haven't gone into yet, or NATO. Well, actually, I don't think NATO does that. But basically, just moving through terrain as well as engaging in combat causes damage to your units. Some of this is recoverable, but once your units start taking cohesion hits, they never fully recover. I'm going to be giving impressions of the system as I go. I really have high hopes for this system because overall it covers so many different types of battle, and it's so popular. So many different periods of history, ranging Rome. We'll see what else, but I know the SPQR is exceedingly popular. So if I'm happy with this, I might start adding to the series. These are battles that haven't received enough attention in board gaming, and what I've seen of it before has always been very simplistic rule sets. This one looks a little more interesting, a little more detailed than I'm used to seeing. It's an interesting period. It's where gunpowder is first coming into Japan, and their whole tactical system is changing during this period. We'll see what happens. All right, so here I am in Samurai Okehazama. I just finished the first turn, first feel of the situation. the system's interesting. Essentially, you pick each leader has their own force. Some of them are active, some of them aren't. The particular leaders are able, the army leaders, the So Taisho in this case, is able to pick units anywhere on the board, a certain number of them to activate. The ones that are under siege for this particular scenario and the besiegers are both automatically activated. So they can keep doing things. Everybody else can't do anything. Now for the Oda, nobody can do anything anyway until he shows up on the map, which is actually controlled by this counter, which was secretly drawn. So he won't be showing up until turn 4. On the other hand, for the Inagawa, what we see, he has not yet set up his headquarters, which means he can only command clans that he's within his range of, which in this case I believe is 5 for initiative. At the beginning of the game, he could have moved this clan in the castle, or his own clan. He chose to move his own because it's a little stronger. Once he sets up his headquarters, he'll be able to activate one clan, because that's what his rating is, 1 activation per turn, to do something each turn. That could be his own, that could be, say, this one, or some other one anywhere on the map, but he needs the headquarters to do it. There's special rules in this case once he does set up his headquarters that might make that more difficult, depending on how he sets it up and when. Right now he's aiming for what do we got? These crossroads down here, hoping to be able to get there to set up his headquarters in a kind of central location on the map. We'll see what happens. I'm enjoying the system so far. What have we seen? There was a little bit of bow fire over here, attempting to set the castle on, or fort on fire, and also return fire. I believe some hits were returned back. And then over here we had some bow fire from both directions. The biggest effect, and I think this is correct, is that one of the Oda units took... So when you take bow fire, you take some hits, some cohesion hits, and then you make a disruption check. And it failed its disruption check. Whenever bowmen fail a disruption check, they're destroyed. I think I'm getting it right. I don't know yet. We'll see what happens. I was mistaken about one rule. Not that I explained it or saw anything, but you can recover all your hits apparently by just resting, which is kind of cool. Again, kind of reminds me of the Central Front series. All right.